Good morning. It is April the 17th, 2018, and well, my bank account is still hemorrhaging from automatic filing of Kansas and federal income taxes. They always get a little bit more, and even though you can plan for it and do it, after quarterlies, it always hurts to write a check. But that's the way it is, and I'm grateful that I had enough money to satisfy the Fed and the state of Kansas simultaneously. Kansas last year changed their tax laws for small businesses, increased them across the board, and that caught me. And our state is running an extra 50 to 55 million bucks in collections ahead of the year 2016, and I'm sure it'll be even better 2018. So our politicians will have more money to spend than they had the year before. Everybody will be happy. I'm sure you feel the same way. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may under overcompensate for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. And that's a fact, Jack. Anyway, this week is the start of earnings. I believe Alcoa, I don't know if they report today or tomorrow. They always kick it off. Alcoa's future must look bright with the perhaps sanctions imposed on their competitors. We'll see how that turns out. Equities are up. Europe, the UK, the United States, they were down in Asia. China increased the liquidity in their banking system by lowering the capital requirements for their banks. That will support their economy and should support their stock market too. So everything is looking up this morning equity-wise. With the strength in the Emini last night, treasuries held their own. So my guess is that treasuries will be sold today if the rallies continue in equities. So we like the short side of the market first for treasuries. So our first sell is 14 to 18. 19s would be fine. 23s to 27 if we break through it, probably overhead resistance. On the buy side, I think 4 to 8 is probably pretty good support. So we'll make 5 to 9 buy 1. And 29 to 01 buy 2. I do like the short side first. Yesterday, the winds died down. We had a wind of less than 10 miles per hour. I think it was at 7 to 8. And it felt like there was no wind at all after what we've had before. Went back and looked at the snow belt from northern border of Kansas, Nebraska, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. Wow, you guys got hit. Better you than me. Although we could use the moisture. This global warming is something to behold, right? Now, global warming has fallen out. It's a phrase that can no longer be supported by the actual temperatures around us. So how does the left handle that? It's now climate change. Now, based on the Earth being 3 billion plus years old, how does the left think they're going to control climate change? That's a pretty tall order to take on for oneself. So we'll see. The loons of the left always have to have something to be upset or agitated by. They're miserable people. There's not a happy bone in their body. Okay, resistance 12 to 16. 19 to 23, sell 1. 27 to 31, sell 2. 4 to 8, number 1. 29 to 01, buy 1. And 21 25, buy 2. Imagine letting your happiness be driven by politics. I couldn't think of a more unstable, more area with less merit to determine my happiness than which way the political wind was blowing. Drive you crazy. But politics and political power is the religion of the left, and they do get upset about it. The rest of us are too busy making money to pay taxes, right? Okay, gold had trouble at 50 once again. I think the big thing that in gold the other day was that we made new contract highs over here and we weren't able to hold it. And so here's 55, right here's 53, Globex high is 52. So we're getting lower highs, which gives us a pretty good chance to get back down and retest support in the 35 to 40 area. So we'll play for that. 45, 47, sell 1. 49, 51, sell 2. 40, 42 is the first bit of support. And then 35, 37 would allow them to get stops beneath this. Will be buy 2. Okay, the euro is 24.50, and so 24.50 to 25 is where resistance is. We're still close enough to get stops above 25. Takes some help from the news to get there. The high came in London, half hour after the market was open, and that's what it looks like. Kind of a whipsaw right there, right? Running up in London, take it down. So we've got one distribution, and we're working on our second right now. So we've got sellers, and we've got these single prints down here at 24.08, so 124 even, 124.10 by 1. 75 to 85 by 2. On the sell side, we'll make 25 to 35, sell 1. 45, 55, sell 2. But the talk out of Europe is interest rates start to increase. In September, maybe by 20. But certainly QE has overcome September, so they'll take it from $10 billion a month, I think, $10 to $20 billion a month, and the taper will begin, and we'll see what kind of impact. $10 billion a month is nothing when you look at a $4 trillion. In the United States case, I think it was $4.5 trillion when they got started. But it's not the amount of the taper, it's the fact that they are tapering. So, I mean, it's just going to take years to work that. I don't even think they can work it down myself without destroying the house of cards that they built, but that remains to be seen. Okay, crude oil. Yesterday we rejected prices above 67 and a quarter, so we've got a seller at 67 and a quarter. Pretty clean break in the market down here, say at 66. And where yesterday's low was 14, we got a little bit lower in the overnight. It looks like we're trying to sell. I'm going to do an end split right here, so maybe stops below 66. Thought that might happen yesterday. It did not. And then 65.25 to 50 per buy 2. Over the top, 66 and a quarter, 66.50, sell 1, 66.75, 67, sell 2. Have to have some fun doing this because it's so easy to get wrapped up and become way too serious for what this actually represents. And if you get too serious, you can't do it because your focus is in the wrong area. It's not on the potential and what you can do. It's the fear of what might come if you do stuff wrong, and that'll freeze you. Okay, we've been talking about 2,700 for the last couple of days into last week in the Emini. It's close enough to get there today. Everything is, woo, I didn't think we were there. Oh, well, it's very, very close. This 12 area for 27.02 would be the first little part of band of resistance, and 10 to 12 would be the second. So, 2,700, if we fail to take out and hold 2,700, we can get short. Sell 1's 99 to 04, 9 to 14 is sell 2. On the buy side, I was hoping to buy 86s to 91, so we have a chance, but it may take a 95 to get in, so I'm going to put a question mark. Right now they're running it up a little early, so we'll try for 86.91s for buy 1. And then 81 to 76, picking up this area back in here for buy 2. But it may take 95s, 96s to get in early to get a test of that 2,700. We have news today. Starts 1.28. They'll look at starts other than permits. Permits 1.31. Big number IP, industrial production up 0.4. Manufacturing production up 0.2. Capacity utilization 78. The focus, industrial production number 1, number 2, which comes earlier, is starts. We have 3 Fed governors speaking today. Williams is at 9:15 Eastern, and Quarles is at 10 o'clock. So after the numbers are out of the way at 9:15 Eastern, then Williams and Quarles could bring us news spikes. And that's it. It's going to take a bit to get everything up and published. I'm going to do that. Get it all in the right spot. I will be back with you as soon as possible.